Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the Hot Topics. The Hot Topics, THT, cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. Welcome to the Hot Topics, coming to you every Thursday on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, Linkage Radio, and Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. The Hot Topic. This is the show that dives beneath the surface to tackle the issues shaping our relationships, our communities, and our world. From Caribbean current affairs to global headlines, we break it all down with clarity and conviction. Here on THD, we are fair, honest, and genuine. We're committed to uncovering the truth, bringing balance to the conversation, and setting the record straight. So get ready. Get ready for the insight. Get ready for the perspective and powerful dialogue. Because when it comes to what really matters, we're cutting through the noise, one truth at a time. This is the Hot Topics on Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, the Chris Wilby Show. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Good evening. Good evening. How are you doing this evening? Welcome everybody. Welcome to the Hot Topics on a Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. How is it in your neck of the woods? How is it going in your neck of the woods? I am doing all right, I have to say. I'm fair to find. Yeah, I'm fair to find. I am in good health. I'm not sick. So yeah, I have to give God thanks and praise for another day. It's a beautiful day in paradise, they say, yeah? So welcome, man. Welcome. Now this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big shout out to Linkage Radio Massive. I want to give a big shout out also to Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music, yeah. And of course, those of you tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube on CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Yeah, I want to give a big shout out. We are also on TuneIn Radio, so I want to give a big shout out to those of you who, for some reason, you find your way over and tune in. You know, I don't remember. I honestly sometimes don't remember that we are also on TuneIn. So big up yourself to the people who are always tuning in on TuneIn. Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whenever this hit you. Yeah, howdy do. Yeah, it is the Hot Topics right there, and it is, this program here is designed to cut through the noise. Yeah, one truth at a time. We want to cut through the noise, one truth at a time. And we want to set the record straight. That is our mission. It's very, very tall order. Because let me tell you something, man. The noise out there is loud. It is very, very loud, the noise out there. So it's not going to be easy to set the record straight. Yeah, it's not going to be easy. But we are going to try nevertheless. So this evening, our main topic is going to be, and we had this debate. Not a debate. We had this topic on a program I did earlier for Fit FM, and we are We're bringing it over here because we want to have the dialogue. Yeah? We want to have the dialogue. And we want to flesh this thing out. So we would love to hear from you. Yeah, we have, matter of fact, I've heard from some people already on the issue. And we would love to hear from more people on the issue. 508-762-7621 is the number to call. 508-762-7621 is the number to call. So again, 508-762-7621 is the number to call. So the main issue, the main topic, we have many because it's the hot topics, THT. Yeah, so the main topic for tonight is going to be, do you believe that unregulated free speech, especially on the internet, is a threat to democracy? Do you believe that unregulated free speech is a threat to democracy? Ladies and gentlemen, it is getting bad. Yeah, it's getting bad out there. And we would love to find ways to counteract and combat all of the misinformation that's out there. I want it to be my mission to combat the misinformation. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? Are you with me? Will you come along with me on this crusade of trying to eradicate misinformation on the internet? It is something that, trust me, we all need to rally behind, because I believe that the misinformation, I think it's going to be the death of us all. Believe me. I honestly believe that the misinformation and the disinformation that is spreading out there is going to kill us all. Let me just say that. It's going to unalive us. Maybe I can't use that word on YouTube. So I have a clip I want to share with you from the get-go. And this is where I want the discussion to go this evening. Once we share this clip, we can go into the debate and then we can talk, right? So, do you believe that unregulated free speech is a threat to democracy? Do you believe that unregulated free speech is a threat to democracy, my friends?
Across Jamaica.
Do you believe that unregulated free speech is a threat to democracy?
Across Jamaica and across the Caribbean, misinformation is now moving faster than government, faster than institutions, and certainly faster than the law. A single voice note, a fabricated screenshot, a deep fake. That's all it takes to trigger panic, derail relief efforts, or destroy someone's reputation overnight. And here's the truth. Our laws are stuck in the typewriter era when the chaos is being driven by algorithms. Jamaica's public mischief law only applies if someone knowingly makes a false report to the police. But nobody is going to the station to lie anymore. They're going to WhatsApp, they're going to TikTok, they're going to Instagram Live, reaching 50,000 people in 5 minutes. After Hurricane Melissa, a viral message told Jamaicans they needed a TRN, a digital ID, and banking details to get relief. None of it was true, but it caused confusion, fear, and delayed help when people needed it most. Then an entertainer claimed that items were stolen from a relief shipment. Items were named. The story went viral. But the manifest confirmed those items weren't even on the shipment. The narrative was false, but the reputational damage was real. And yet, no charges, no accountability, no consequence. Because the law wasn't built for this world. Digital misinformation today can spark panic buying, trigger bank runs, undermine donor confidence, and destabilize recovery efforts. This is no longer a social media problem. This is a national security threat. Jamaica needs a digital public mischief act, one that criminalizes malicious digital deception, covers every platform, addresses deepfakes, enables rapid takedown, and strengthens digital evidence rules, while still protecting free speech, journalism, and political debate. Because right now, panic is moving faster than policy, and Jamaica cannot defend itself in 2025 with legislation written before television existed across Jamaica.
Yeah. So that's basically what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep that up there. Let me put it up on a full screen. And I think I should play it again. Because, yeah, we need to hear it over and over and over again. So this is where we're taking the debate this evening.
Across Jamaica and across the Caribbean, misinformation is now moving faster than government, faster than institutions, and certainly faster than the law. A single voice note, a fabricated screenshot, a deep fake. That's all it takes to trigger panic, derail relief efforts, or destroy someone's reputation overnight. And here's the truth. Our laws are stuck in the typewriter era when the chaos is being driven by algorithms. Jamaica's public mischief law only applies if someone knowingly makes a false report to the police. But nobody is going to the station to lie anymore. They're going to WhatsApp, they're going to TikTok, they're going to Instagram Live, reaching 50,000 people in 5 minutes. After Hurricane Melissa, a viral message told Jamaicans they needed a TRN, a digital ID, and banking details to get relief. None of it was true, but it caused confusion, fear, and delayed help when people needed it most. Then an entertainer claimed that items were stolen from a relief shipment. Items were named, the story went viral, but the manifest confirmed those items weren't even on the shipment. The narrative was false, but the reputational damage was real. And yet, no charges, no accountability, no consequence. Because the law wasn't built for this world. Digital misinformation today can spark panic buying, trigger bank runs, undermine donor confidence, and destabilize recovery efforts. This is no longer a social media problem. This is a national security threat. Jamaica needs a digital public mischief act, one that criminalizes malicious digital deception, covers every platform, addresses deepfakes, enables rapid takedown, and strengthens digital evidence rules, while still protecting free speech.
Yeah. So what's your take on the matter? Do you believe that free speech, unregulated free speech, because everybody's talking about free speech, but we're not looking at the damage that free speech is having on our lives. We're not looking at the damage that free speech is causing and the panic. Because everybody these days can just take up their cell phones, they can take up their cameras, they can press record, and some knowingly spread misinformation because it enhances a certain agenda, whether it be their political or social agenda. A lot of people are doing these things just for likes. Yeah? Spreading lies. They know it is lies. They know that what they're doing, what the information that they're putting out, it's untrue. They know it, but they willingly do it without a care in the world. Some people don't know that what they're spreading is lies, because what is happening, ladies and gentlemen, anybody these days can become a commentator. Anybody can become a reporter. because you now have smartphones. So you say something and you post it. And because you're posting it to your friends, a lot of your friends sometimes don't even verify and fact check what you're saying. And because it sounds like it is true, or it sounds like something can go so, guess what? Before you know it, millions of people are viewing it and sharing it. And sometimes by the time it circle back and it is the correct information is get put out, most people, more than half of the persons who saw the original video did not see, do not see, they don't get to see the correction. And when you break it down, half of those who see the correction do not believe it, because most of the times people have this mistrust in government. And so they believe, a lot of people start off their thought process that the government is out to get them and the government is up to no good. The government, a lot of people always see. So it's easy to scapegoat the government. And if you believe I am kidding you, I saw something on social media, and ladies and gentlemen, it is, I don't understand how people just go on social media. They just post because their gut feeling tell them, right? Their gut feeling tell them something, and they decide that, hey, listen, I am going to go with my gut feeling, right? I don't understand it. Anyway, 508-762-7621, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go there, let me read for you something that is happening in our parliament right now, because this disaster and this disaster relief has set off a lot of firestorms. So the Jamaican Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, slams Golding over inconsistent disaster response. And it is being reported that Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness is calling on opposition leader Mark Golding to make up his mind on the role he wishes to play in Jamaica's disaster response. In an unusually strident address to the House of Representatives earlier this week, the Prime Minister expressed frustration with what he sees as the inconsistent position being adopted by the opposition leader. It follows calls for the opposition to be included in the government's framework being designed for the Hurricane Melissa's response. And according to report, the Prime Minister told the opposition leader to make up your mind.
And I've said, listen, let us establish a special committee. It wouldn't be under the strictures of all the other rules of how the standing committees and other committees work. It could meet when it wants and have that robust discussion, ask questions, oversight, and it's under the rubric of Parliament. I was a bit disappointed that effort was rejected in favor of going to the PAAC. But I understand, because it is my view as well, that if you have a government and the government has a structure, why go outside of the structure of government? Allow government to work. On the one hand, you can't reject what I have established based upon your advice and request. We have established it. Then you reject it, and then you come here and say you want to have a role. Make up your mind.
The Prime Minister went on to suggest carving out a place for the opposition on the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, the NARA. But Dr. Holness says he's uncertain as to what form that will take. NARA is being established to guide the country's post-hurricane reconstruction with a focus on safer homes and climate-resilient infrastructure. The opposition leader interjected, accusing the Prime Minister of not having the political will to include the opposition. Let me read that again. The opposition leader interjected, accusing the Prime Minister of not having the political will to include the opposition.
And NARA is being established as a new framework. And all I'm saying is, if you want this to be a national effort, it would be a good idea, in my view, to include the opposition in the governance structure of NARA. If it's a statutory body, all you have to do is in the schedule which establishes its composition, include 1 or 2 members appointed by the leader of the opposition. That is standard, it is done. There are many examples in our law of that, many, including things like the Early Childhood Commission and the Parenting Commission. The Disaster Risk Council itself has the leader of the opposition as a member. And there are many, many others. So there's no rocket science to do this. It's just a question of political will and whether you think it's appropriate or not. And clearly you don't.
But the Prime Minister would have none of it. He says the opposition leader's demands are still unclear.
So again, the attempted clarification has not made the position of the opposition any clearer to me. When we met, I explained that there is the Disaster Risk Management Act, which already incorporates the leader of the opposition. The leader of the opposition went out and said, we want a different management structure, even before I had announced NARA.
That was Prime Minister Andrew Holness and Mark Golding, opposition leader in the House of Parliament. They were debating whether or not, who and what role the opposition is going to play, and they were having their back and forth in it, because according to Mr. Holness, he extended the olive branch, and Mr. Holness, Mr. Golding slapped him on. And Dion Jackson Miller was reporting as such. Ladies and gentlemen, Dion Jackson Miller, not one who you can say is a friend of the government by any stretch of the imagination. And Dion Jackson Miller was saying, hey, listen, they are not, the government is playing chess while the PNP is playing checkers. And let me see if we can hear from
Jamaica needs a strong
Dion Jackson Miller here, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to what Dion Jackson Miller had to say.
Opposition right now, but the PNP continues to shoot itself in the foot, continues to score own goals. You see, what is happening is that Andrew is playing chess, Marka play checkers. What do I mean? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dion Jackson Miller. Time for tea. Over 43,000 subscribers. We're closing in on 40. Parliamentary committee isn't the same thing, can't do the same work, because a parliamentary committee is only going to have parliamentarians on it. This national committee, you could bring in a whole heap of other experts to sit on it, like disaster management experts, public health specialists, engineers, and I think that's what we need. But the minister was right when he said the opposition wouldn't join the special parliamentary committee that the Prime Minister wanted to set up. Here's Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
In the COVID pandemic, we established an oversight committee of Parliament to review the work of the Ministry of Health in its operations. We will establish a similar oversight committee of Parliament to review the distribution, welfare, relief operations. I've given a direction to the House Leader to speak with the opposition leader of opposition business to establish that committee, the terms and how it will work. Madam Speaker, it is in the interest of the government to have the highest level of transparency in what we do. There is no victory for JLP communities to have food and PNP communities not. There is no victory, or vice versa. None whatsoever. And therefore, we will put in place every measure to ensure that whatever is given to us and whatever we spend from our budget, fairly done, everybody can see it, and everyone benefits. So as soon as we meet again by the next Parliament, that committee should be in place. A special joint select committee possibly that will look at the operations.
But the opposition said no, not joining that. They said it's not necessary to set up a special joint select committee of Parliament because they said that the work of overseeing the Hurricane Melissa relief work would be done by the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee of Parliament. Here's the leader of opposition business in the House, Philip Paulwell, explaining.
Good afternoon. I'm extremely disappointed with Minister Floyd Green for raising a matter in Parliament yesterday, knowing fully well I had stepped out of the chamber and could not respond. He was disingenuous because he failed to communicate to the Parliament the full extent of the correspondence that was shared. I wrote to him on the 7th of November expressing our view that it was unnecessary for there to be a joint select committee of the Parliament to provide oversight on the expenditures in relation to Hurricane Melissa. It's unnecessary because we already have the PAAC, which is chaired by the opposition, and we would do nothing to undermine that role. I wrote to him again on the 9th, Sunday the 9th of November, providing further clarity on our call for a national body to do general oversight. And that body would comprise not only government and opposition, but the private sector, NGOs, and others. This was not to be a parliamentary group. It was to be a national body outside of Parliament. And that is how we believe you could achieve a united approach.
The PAAC is chaired by an opposition member, right? And this joint select committee the PM was talking about would be chaired by a government member that also was bucking the opposition. I do think that oversight committees are generally better off chaired by opposition members, and that if necessary we should change the standing orders to reflect that, but be that as it may, to say you're not joining, bad move. Bad move. Here are 3 reasons why I'm saying this was a bad move. Number 1, you should accept the invitations to collaborate. Look, why would you refuse an invitation from the Prime Minister to sit on a committee like this? So what you want is a National Independent Oversight Committee. As I said, I've been asking for that as well. You can check out my Hurricane Melissa playlist to see all the different videos I've done on this. But start with what you have. Start with where you are and meet people where they are. You can still agitate for your national committee while sitting on this one. The opposition has been doing whole heap of bawling about how it's being left out of the relief effort, so why turn down an invitation like this? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Well, yeah, doesn't make sense. Even if this joint select committee is chaired by a government member, opposition members would still be sitting on the committee. They'd be right there. They can ask questions. They can probe. They can make recommendations. They can participate fully. They would have shown a good faith effort to work with the government, right? They'd have the good optics of having accepted an invitation from the Prime Minister. And yes, optics are important, right? It's politics, it's governance. Optics are important. Right now, what it looked like is like the Prime Minister extended a hand and the PNP box it away. It looks like the Prime Minister held out an olive branch and the PNP lick it out of his hand. It looks like the Prime Minister sent out the dove of peace to the PNP and then take slingshot, kill it. I like my metaphors. What can I say? 2, the more oversight we have, the more information we can get about the hurricane relief effort, the better. Now, the PNP's argument, as I said, was that the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee of Parliament would be doing the same thing as this Joint Select Committee. Well, maybe not. Maybe you could have different, more specific terms of reference for the Joint Select Committee. Now, this is what the PAAC does, right? It examines...
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Deon Jackson Miller, one who the public, brander has partisan and whatnot. Well, I'm not doing that. But she was outlining why she believed it was a bad move for the People's National Party not to accept the invitation from the Prime Minister to join NARA, right? So at this point, I'm going to pause for a moment and give a big shout out to those of you tuning in on YouTube. Good evening to you, Sister Pat. How are you doing, Sister Pat? Yvette Grant, 5239. Good evening to you. At Voices with Lady D. Good evening. At Eval Green. Mr. Green, big up yourself, man. Where you going with? Big up. Big up yourself. Yeah. And those of you tuning in on Facebook Live, I want to say good evening to you also. Welcome, everybody. It's a good evening. All right. Yeah, people are saying that why the PNP made a blunder in not, because even in the House, Mr. Golding was saying, hey, listen, man, we want to be a part of this thing. And the Prime Minister was saying that. So what they have essentially done, is give the Prime Minister a piece of stick to lick them over them head with it every single time they come out and talk. Every single time one member of opposition come out and say, oh, they might exclude the Prime Minister or somebody from the government side, just take out the piece of stick and say, behave yourself. We did invite you for come on the committee and come. So shut up your mouth. And this is what they have literally incapacitated themselves. They have literally handed the government a beaten stick for beat them over them head with it every single day that they come and say, oh, the government is shutting us out. So now it look like you just want to have a talking point instead of being a part of the solution or a part of the discussion. Because what the Prime Minister is saying is, listen, the government and the framework of the government exists for the governing party to rule and to do whatever they have to do. The opposition can make suggestions and whatnot. So what the Prime Minister, there is nothing in law that says, because I hear everybody, oh, you need to include the government, the opposition, and Mr. Golden made that claim too. He said, oh, some 400,000 people, whatever, voted for me, and whatnot, right? People, the Prime Minister is saying, listen, we understand that, but there is nothing in law that said that the government need to include the opposition in these things. There is nothing. So that's why the government was creating or has created this body. And I still think it's early and the opposition can backtrack and go join that committee. They can. But we will see. Time will tell where that is concerned. So those are some of the headlines. We have some more, ladies and gentlemen. But the main one I want to talk about this evening is the one where the free speech. What do you believe? You can give me a call. I'm opening up the phone line right now. You can give me a call. 508-762-7621. I say again, 508-762-7621. 508-762-7621. Do you believe that free speech, free speech is going to unalive us all. Is it going to mash up democracies? Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Because everybody is now a free speech advocate. And people are just gabbing. I saw a young lady earlier talking about RADA. And she was encouraging, I kid you not, she was encouraging people to not take the seeds that RADA is giving out. She literally thought about it. She took up her phone, recorded herself. I don't know if she fact checked it after, if she checked it after she recorded herself. But the fact is that she recorded herself and then posted to social media, telling people to not, telling people to not accept any help from RADA because the government is out to get them. And I am saying and I'm wondering, are people going to really listen to these people? But this is the kind of thing, and I think that there need to be some kind of regulation against these things, because yes, you can say why people can make up their own minds, and people, but it is causing. You heard what the guy said in the introduction. You heard what he said. He said that panic can set in. I heard of people who want to send things to Jamaica, and because of what Buju Banton said, them literally not send none, because they're saying that it's not going to reach the people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a serious thing what we are doing. It is very, very serious. It's not a game. And so I don't understand why people, well, I don't know. But anyway, I'd love to hear your perspective, though. I'd really love to hear your perspective. And in the meantime, let me see if I can get some information from the information minister.
In Support Jamaica will be used to purchase building material to support the rebuilding effort. Now that's important, because you heard here also that we are going to be doing a lot of the assessments, and Ministry of Labour has already started doing assessments in the field. So they're going out, they're looking at which houses have been damaged, doing the geolocation, they're tagging them, and so we'll be able to know which houses have been damaged. And so the money will be used to buy material that can then be traced to the individuals who have gotten it. So it will go to a house. We know that that house was damaged. We know that family is not able to repurchase the material needed to fix it. So that's how the funds will be used. In addition to that, Guyana, and we thank President Ali that came with the CARICOM team that visited Jamaica. They have offered their corps of engineers to work with us, to work with the JDF. And so the JDF and the Guyanese team will be going out and fixing houses. They'll actually be rebuilding houses. But in order to rebuild the houses, they need material. And so we're using the Support Jamaica funds to buy the material to fix those houses. Now, only houses that have been assessed as having been damaged by the Ministry of Labour will be rebuilt. So remember, I spoke about accountability. Every step of the way, it's about accountability. And so last week, ODPEM couldn't give you an answer in terms of where the money will go, because we're working through the right framework, because every Jamaican wants to know that that money is used appropriately. And
All right, let me just pause it right there, ladies and gentlemen. And, you know, I hear a lot of people talking about the money, the money, the money. The government get money, and the government. Wait, listen, we only gone, how much weeks we gone? About 6 weeks? I wonder if people believe that government move quickly. Government move very slowly, you know. In every case, government moves slowly. And especially in the climate that we are in now, where everybody is accusing the government of thieving the money. I hear so many people talking about the government thief money, where the money just barely reach the government. And one of the questions I asked recently, I asked somebody if people believe that when the money come, whichever money it is, when it come, if they believe that the money come to Andrew Holness. It's like I think a lot of people don't understand how government work, you know. I think they believe that all of this donation and every money, taxpayer money, goes into one big bank account that Andrew Holness control. And then he is the one who distribute out the money to everybody else, you know. And that's why I hear some people calling him Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. So I think that they believe that Andrew Holness, the monies are coming into Andrew Holness's bank account, and he is the one who is stealing the money. Because that I hear it and I'm like, I don't understand. People really think that this money is just coming to Andrew Holness and nobody else is seeing the money. Nobody else has any control over it. It's just Andrew Holness. And he now is going to distribute what he wants to distribute, and he's going to pocket what he wants to pocket. I don't know. It seemed to me, based on what I see on social media, that this is the thought process of a lot of Jamaicans, because I can't see it any other way. I really can't see it any other way, because for a hurricane that has just gone, and people are of the mindset that Andrew Holness thieved the money already. I kid you not. People are out there saying that Andrew Holness thieved the money. The money, they don't even start spending the money yet. But yet, you have people who are accusing the government and the Prime Minister of thieving the money. And it is just mind-boggling. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 508-762-7621 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Do you believe that we should have some form of legislation to curb free speech in Jamaica, as was outlined by the Hot Topics? Do you believe that free speech is hurting the country of Jamaica and the world? Let me just replay this thing here.
Across Jamaica and across the Caribbean, misinformation is now moving faster than government, faster than institutions, and certainly faster than the law. A single voice note, a fabricated screenshot, a deep fake. That's all it takes to trigger panic, derail relief efforts, or destroy someone's reputation overnight. And here's the truth. Our laws are stuck in the typewriter era when the chaos is being driven by algorithms. Jamaica's public mischief law only applies if someone knowingly makes a false report to the police. But nobody is going to the station to lie anymore. They're going to WhatsApp, they're going to TikTok, they're going to Instagram Live, reaching 50,000 people in 5 minutes. After Hurricane Melissa, a viral message told Jamaicans they needed a TRN, a digital ID, and banking details to get relief. None of it was true, but it caused confusion, fear, and delayed help. when people needed it most.
It caused confusion, fear, and it delayed help. You want to hear that? When people needed it most. It's like it is the exact replica of shouting fire in a crowded theater. It's the exact same thing. Same result. Confusion, delaying help when people need it most, and it can cause people to die. Misinformation. I honestly believe that the time has come for the government to implement some laws. The time has come for the government to implement some laws to counteract what is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my view. I am strongly of the opinion. Matter of fact, I want to go even further. I want social media to be regulated. I would love to see social media being regulated. I am one of the first persons to advocate for that right now. I want to see social media regulated. There is too much freedom on social media for people to just come and spread lies, propaganda, mischief, slander. And the fact is that they are getting away with it. People can destroy your life in just 1 minute. Your life can be destroyed. That is how dangerous social media is right now. I saw the Prime Minister the other day talking about, and this is how deep fake is, and not only deep fake, but how people can take something that you say, misconstrue it, and send out a narrative. The Prime Minister said it's going to be war on misinformation. And his detractors, apparently they want disinformation out there, because if the Prime Minister is saying, hey, there's going to be war on disinformation, we all should be saying, yes, that's wrong. Yeah, we of course, war. If you know that you are not spreading misinformation, what you should be doing is saying to the Prime Minister, I am with you. But instead, what people are doing is coming out and cursing the Prime Minister, saying the Prime Minister is declaring war on the Jamaican people. No, he's not. He did not say that he was declaring war on the Jamaican people. What he said he was doing was declaring war on misinformation. If you know that you're not spreading misinformation, why are you worried about that? You can't just want free speech to spread lies and misinformation. That can't be the ultimate goal of a free speech. Free speech shouldn't be free from consequences, and it is not. And that is why I say you cannot shout fire in a crowded theater. You just can't, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't. Now, I'm trying to find the video of the lady, because I want you to see exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about. I hate to play these videos because I'm amplifying their voices. But unfortunately, sometimes you have to do it. I'm not even gonna show her face. I'm gonna play the clip. Just listen to what this young lady recorded And this is what I'm saying to you. We have to understand we are misinformation and this nonsense. We have to start finding a way to ban these people, lock down them account, get them off of the internet. Listen to this nincompoop.
Jamaica, you better careful with the seeds them we rather give you now. Be careful of the seeds them we rather give you now. Because enough of them seed there we rather give you now a foreign seed, a GMO seed. Alright? You have to be careful when they tell you now. Careful what you get from the government. Yeah? You better go to the different.
Yeah. And these are the kinds of people. No, listen, if you have some information that the government is doing something terrible, you have some evidence that the government want to unalive the Jamaican people and that they are in cahoots with some foreign entity or some foreign agent, bring it forward. But what you should not be doing is coming, and I see so many of them, and you see, that's why some of the people, this hurricane caught them off guard, even though the hurricane was out in the ocean for days, and everybody was saying prepare. A lot of people with the nonsense, the same nonsense. A lot of people, the same nonsense. Talking about this man-made hurricane and the hurricane now come and scare people. I remember the Jamaica Observer a couple days after the election, the hurricane. The Jamaica Observer wrote an op-ed. The Jamaica Observer asking about, did they cry wolf? Did the media cry wolf? Until now, I'm still seething from that headline. I could not believe it. When I read the headline, I just could not believe that one of the leading newspapers in the Caribbean could come out with such a nonsensical, asinine headline, being critical of the news media for sharing the information about the impending disaster that was going to happen. I could not believe that the Jamaica Observer wrote that article and posted it. Yeah. So, it's not only stupid people on the internet who are spreading misinformation. Some of the misinformation are coming from reputable news outlet and news organization, because sometimes these people have an axe to grind. A lot of times these people, they have an axe to grind. And so what? Hello, you're live on the radio. Good evening.
A pleasant evening to you, Chris.
How are you doing, Sister Pat?
I am good. I'm good, boy. You're hot under the collar.
I am, yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those evenings where, I have had it, Sister Pat. I have had it.
You're very passionate. I know you're very passionate. But you know what? I remember, Chris, back in the days in the States, I don't know if these newspapers still exist. You had the Star, what's the other one? The Inquirer. I refer to them as the trash, the rags.
Mm-hmm.
And those magazines were selling more so than regular news.
You are right. You're right.
No, it's true. And which better place, which better platform for people who are misinformed? Some of them are not that knowledgeable. And there are others who just don't care because they just want their story to be out there. They just want to be seen and they want to be heard. But I believe there should be some checks and balances. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't know if he was in agreement with, our president. Anyone who comes on social media and they have something negative to say about the president, they are censored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why not censor people who are spreading misinformation? Don't you think they should still have those checks and balances in place? But obviously, they are not now. Couple weeks ago, and I know I was part and parcel, a part of it when a famous Jamaican artist came out and alleged that, we set down some barrels and couple of pieces were missing.
Mm-hmm.
And because we know from the past what has happened to people, we all jump on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't bother to fact check because there was
Mm-hmm.
no need for us to, because it was,
Mm-hmm.
at the height of the
Mm-hmm.
disaster.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't follow up afterward. Were they able to allocate those missing items? What happened to those items?
Let me tell you.
No, Chris, Chris,
Yeah.
forgive me for my ignorance.
No,
Like I said, I didn't
no. It's
follow
not
up.
ignorance. It's not ignorance, Sister Pat. I am not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation because
Okay.
here is what, as far as I know, what happened. The sequence.
Uh-huh. Okay.
The gentleman in question came out and made a big stink that went viral.
Yeah.
Millions of people saw the clip and was like, I was one of them. I
Yes.
was on his side when it came out. If I don't know if you remember, we had a program and
Yeah.
DL took me on because DL said that the man was talking nonsense, and I was like, yeah, but you know what I mean. He has a point because he's put back something into the spotlight that we have been going through, and DL took me on and trashed me properly and straightened me out. So I was in his corner, but after the government came out and said, hey, listen, there is absolutely no truth to what he's saying. It's rubbish. The Daryl Vaz, the Minister of Transport and the person responsible for customs and whatnot, he came out and he said it is absolute rubbish, and he had videos to prove that everything that came in left out.
Okay.
The manifest that, the record that showed everything that came in on that shipment proved that nothing that he said was missing came on that shipment.
Oh boy.
According to the government, the manifest proved that the gentleman was not speaking the truth, because none of what he said, and they challenged him. Now, here is where I know that something is off. He immediately pulled down the statement and the video and whatever from social media. He did not apologize for it. He did not refute the government's information that they were putting out, the government side of it that they were putting out. He did not refute it. He did not rebut it.
Okay.
He just went silent on it.
Okay.
So, what I deduct from that, I think I'm a reasonable, rational person, and a reasonable, rational person would deduct from that he know he was cornered and he did not have the evidence, because he is not a fan of this government. He, matter of
Oh,
fact, he
okay.
is, oh, he does not like this government. I saw a video that he put out recently at a show somewhere in America that he was castigating the government and just cussing and behavior. It's not worthy for airplay and tearing the prime minister apart without any evidence because he did not. And this is why I have lost respect for the gentleman. Because if you know that the government is lying, listen, me would have come out with my evidence and say, see it here.
Of
This
course, of
is
course.
what I brought in. This is what I got. This una need for repay me for my stuff for me loss.
I agree wholeheartedly.
He did none of that. He just went about his business. Nothing more came of it. So that's where the cookie crumble, where that is concerned.
But that is very bad PR, bad publicity.
And that
that will
is
just tarnish his reputation. And this is in total agreement with what you're saying
exactly.
about that.
You are putting out as a, and he's not the only one, Sister Pat. He's not the only. It is hundreds of people who are on the internet just tearing down the government, spreading lies, spreading misinformation, chaos. And what I say is that I do not understand it. Because being a Jamaican, I put Jamaica first.
Of course, of course.
How can you say you love Jamaica and come on social media and say the things that you say about the country that you say you love on a daily basis?
Right, right.
That is the disconnect that I'm having. Now, I want the opposition to criticize the government. I want them to be a check and balance for the government. I want the citizens of Jamaica to be a check and balance on the government. And when the government need to be criticized, criticize them.
Of course.
And even if you feel like you just want to criticize them for criticism's sake, I mean, by all means, do it. My issue that I have, Sister Pat, is the manner in which they are doing it. That is my problem.
Yes. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that is it. So I am asking the question, should the government begin to regulate free speech? And I am one of them. I said, absolutely.
I agree wholeheartedly. That should be done.
There need to be something. There need to be something. Because we can't continue this way.
Somebody got to be able to do checks and balances. Wow. But
yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly. So let's see what's gonna come out of this.
Yeah, the government. Well, Marlene Malahoo Fort has. She's not really, according to, she's not really in the driver's seat anymore. Because she's not really a minister of government anymore. But she is calling for something. She's a backbencher. She's calling for something to be done. She's calling for the restoration of the criminal libel law. Intended to curb misinformation. And I am going to play a few snippets of what Marlene Malahoo Fort said. Thank you, Sister Pat. Appreciate it.
Okay. Just before we go, do you think
Hello, you're live on the radio.
Buju can't lie.
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by there. Stand by there. Stand by. Would you can't lie? You're ready for take me on that old deal. Would you can't lie? Sister Pat?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead with your call, sister. With your statement.
Yeah. No. As I was saying a little before we go, if this law passes and it becomes enforced, do you think this entertainer will be held liable or responsible for the past misinformation that was sent out there? Do you think the statute of limitation will run out? Will he be held accountable?
A very good question, but Sister Pat, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, maybe they will just use this individual as an example.
Most of the times when they make laws, they don't make them retroactive, So it would be going forward, because if you make a law, think about it. If you make a law and something was legal before you make the law, you can't go back and say, "Oh, we make the law." No, so you did something that was illegal, even though it was legal back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they can't make the law and make, as far as I know my yeah, I'm not really a lawyer, I just play one on radio.
Just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. All right, Sister Pat. Let me go talk to Neil. I hear him go trash me now.
Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, Mr. Deal. All right, hold on. Okay, let me see. Mr. DL. All right. In the meantime, he's on hold there. He's not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are. I'm trying to release DL from the. Okay, hold on a minute. Hello. Yes, hello? Mr. DL.
I'm not hearing you.
You're hearing me? Are you hearing me now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Like Jim Carrey in one of his movies, Buju can't lie.
Who did say that? I wouldn't say Buju can't lie at all.
But you not say never in the cocaine? How did that go?
Driver! Don't stop at all.
Left this man a hog on
Lord have mercy.
Funny you'll bring up because as an event I went to, a police event in New York City last year, and that's one of the police, Jamaican police women, so Jamaican Americans in law enforcement, independent celebration at one police headquarters in New York City, and part of the entertainment, one of the Jamaican police women went up and sing that song, "Driver Don't Stop at All." This album, and she pull up, driver, don't stop at all. And I'm like, only the American police don't know what that means. But anyways, Buju Banton, I'm no fan of the JLP.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
And the real reason why I'm not a fan is because of the head, the fish head, the other party. Why I don't? No, seriously.
Yeah, yeah. And that's fine. And that's fine, dear. Because people, that is the thing that I'm saying. with we do not expect that everybody is going to like Andrew Holness. We do not expect everybody is going to like Mark Golding. We do not expect. We could not. It's ridiculous for anybody to believe that everybody is going to like one party.
But I like Bruce Golding.
And that's fine because that's your preference, you know.
And I was glad when he was elected. I lamented when how it all turned out. It was so painful. But so it's not so much about the party, just who heads up the party that I don't care for.
Right.
Having said that, of course, we've been talking about that thing down here on Talk Radio. And I said the same thing that those stuff he's claiming was never in there because Vaz and the manifesto shows what went in and those things didn't go in. So a lot of people is standing behind Buju just because he's a pop star and he's a celebrity and blah 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 blah. I'm like, come on.
Because he's defending a certain party that some people follow, and that is the thing that I don't understand with people, because you ought to be able, if you're a smart person, you ought to be able to differentiate or separate your politics from truth and lies. You
right,
know?
and your claims has got to be factual.
Exactly.
And Vaz had the manifest. It didn't even go in there. The stuff never was in whatever rest of stuff was in. So
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I came on here and I apologized to you. I know you never really hear it, but I apologized. I said, listen, man, I apologize to DL because I was wrong. I was on Bujo's side when and DL trashed me properly. DL set me straight. And I after you came off the air, matter of fact, before I came off air with you, I was kind of like, edging my bet a little bit, because you kind of, set me. But I can accept when I am wrong, and apologize.
The reason why, I think the reason why I may not have heard, I didn't realize that linkage that your link with linkage had dropped, and so didn't realize it until maybe sometime after. Then I go on your site. But let me say this to you though. When I was sort of despising Buju during the COVID, I think I remember saying right. I did mention that in our conversation. If you don't want to take the vaccine, don't and let people alone. Don't be telling people that they shouldn't. Leave people alone.
But that is where
you do you.
This is where I'm talking about, where the misinformation and disinformation campaign, and this is where we need some laws to protect people, because people are going to die. It's the same thing with the hurricane. When the hurricane was coming, L.A. Lewis was one of them would tell people, say, no hurricane now come. And a lot of people were believing him.
Yeah. But don't they just shut up and they're not experts, they're not doctors and medical people. It's like to chat and champ at the bit. And people, and they know darn well that people follow them, that's why they do it. Leave people alone. And do you?
If there was a law to hold them accountable, they wouldn't be doing it. And that is why I am in support of bringing back the libel laws. Bring it back so that people can be criminally charged for these kinds of mischief.
I didn't know that it wasn't anymore. I did not know that was a backward thing to not have had it. I thought it was still in place when I heard this week listening to RGR and it was being discussed about the law. Wait a minute. They don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
You need to have it.
Yeah,
You
they
need to
need,
have
yeah,
it.
man,
You
they need
know.
to. But you see, the problem, is here's where what's going to happen. Why it's going to be difficult to bring it back. And I alluded to as much. They and I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. The People's National Party, at this moment in time, are out of government. And when you are out of government, you don't really have the bully pulpit, so to
Right,
speak, right? So you
especially
have
in
to
Jamaica,
use,
especially in the Jamaica parliamentary system is
right.
most
So you
difficult.
have to use what is at your disposal, and social media is where the message is getting put out. The government is there governing. They are in control of all the resources. They are in control of everything. So they are doing their thing. But the right, but the people, the opposition, they have to rely on media, traditional and non-traditional, to get their message out. The opposition wants the government to look bad in every aspect, because if the government looks good, then it means that they won't stand a chance next time around. So the government, there is not going to be any goodwill on the opposition's part to rein in these people who are out there creating mischief, if it is showing the government in a bad light. So the opposition is going to oppose that with everything they have got. I know that. And if the JLP was in opposition, they would have done the same thing, because that's what opposition.
So the politics run.
Exactly. So at this point, I don't think that the opposition, there is going to be any appetite. As a matter of fact, I think they're going to fight it tooth and nail, because what they're going to say is that the government want to shut down your voice. I can hear it now. The government want to shut down your voice, your free speech, because they want to do what they want to do and take away your voice. And it is going to be very difficult. But the problem I am having is that a lot of these people are damaging Jamaica inadvertently. They believe that they want to damage the Prime Minister. They want to damage the leader of the country. When you damage the leader of the country, what do you think you're doing? You're damaging the country. So
in there, inadvertently.
I don't think they're some of them are not really thinking beyond that. They're not thinking that, hey, listen, I'm damaging brand Jamaica. They're thinking that they're damaging the government, because they want to bring down the government in order so that they can rule. Somebody said they want to tear down Jamaica so that they can rule over the ashes. Because yeah.
That's an interesting take. But look here, while we're on the political thing, you're a St. Thomas man.
Mm-hmm.
The Colonel Charles children, siblings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them returned to Jamaica, obviously for no other reason than going to politics. And they both won last time. The daughter out of Unicada was there east, lose. Okay? Lose. The brother was re-elected. She made a post sometime after election, say, it's good to be back home. You know where is home? You know where is home?
You're telling me. I'm listening.
Orlando. Now you're someone who have been after that seat for the longest while. She lose and she go again and she win, and now she lose and she said, it's good to be back home.
Hmm.
What does that tell you?
What is
Good
it?
to be back home.
What does it tell you?
Good to be back home in United States in Orlando.
I can't
It's as if
comment.
you're saying,
I didn't see that video, so I can't really comment on it.
it's as if you're saying, ah, I'm glad to be out of there. Good to be back home. When somebody says good to be back home, it means that that's their longing. Like you
So
go back to Jamaica,
how
we
was
look at
she?
Jamaica
How
and say,
was
good to
she
be back
able?
home.
How was she able to serve in
Good question. And
in the parliament? Because you can't. The
that
law.
was
Yeah, if
that
they
was
could not, she
raised.
cannot be a citizen of the United States and
That
and
was
be elected.
that was raised, and there was a discussion on hotline
Mm.
that was raised. I said, did she slip through? Did she slip through?
Yeah, but listen, I can't go down that road because you know what? I don't want to be held liable because I don't have the information on that. So I don't even want to start to speculate. You know what I mean? Because no,
But even
I'm going to go down.
even,
I'm going to
but even
if I start to no. Here's the thing, because um seriously though, deal. I have to be careful because we're not just on YouTube. You know, we are on radio. You know what I mean? And these things, you know, we have to be careful of some of the things that we say
well, yeah. What I
because
might say,
yeah.
Caribbean Vibes really is not responsible. These are my
Yeah, man. May have that. Where we are gonna play it. We are gonna play it. The
disclaimer.
disclaimer. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, but I hear it from reliable source and in discussion. We're not talk, no foolishness Jamaica. RGR, it was brought up and was being discussed, and with Emily
Emma
Shields,
Shield,
who is a
right,
lawyer, right? And, she's
right.
not gonna do it unless it is proven. But that's the whole idea of saying I think it was a tweet or an X, now named X, that she said that. But this is the very idea of saying it's good to be back home.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, I'm so glad I'm out of here. I'm out of there. It's like you live here and you're Jamaican, but you went to Jamaica for a while, and but you have to come back and you say it's good to be back home.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
Just shortly after she was voted out of parliament, and you serve, and then you're going to say that made you lose election, you pick up and go back, and you're going to say it's good to be back home. Keep that to yourself. Come on, man. That doesn't look good.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear your deal. So what's your take on it? You think they should have bring back the label law and start charging people?
Of course, the libel law is important, but let me say this to you though: it's a difficult thing, to prove libel. It's very, very tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very tough. I think the bar is very high.
Very high.
Yeah.
But I need them to lower the bar though, because we need them to lower the bar to something, man, where they can just like start. You put out a statement and like that, like a serious statement where you can prove that it was maliciously done. Yeah, they just fine you and just lock you up, charge you.
Yes, at least it should be there. As difficult as it is, and as the bar is, but the instances where you're able to, and also as a deterrent. It's not everything on the highway is a camera, It's not everything on the street that looks like a camera is a camera. They're dummies, but they're deterrents.
Yeah.
So you can't tell the difference which one is live and which one is is dead.
Yes.
It's a deterrent. It's like a scarecrow, right? Scarecrow. Scarecrow put in a cornfield. Part, with a live or human being or what it is. So deterrence.
Right.
So to have it there it needs to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not there, you don't have anything to go to in the event a situation occur. You don't have it to go to. Because where there's no law, it's free reign.
Mm.
Even though with the one in the White House, no matter how much law you have, he doesn't care.
All right, Mr. DL. Thank you very much, as usual. Appreciate the call.
Okay, welcome.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your take? 508-762-7621.
Caribbean vibes, yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Caribbean vibes. Yeah.
You are listening to Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, KVRN, is an independently owned and operated online radio station, proudly broadcasting 24 hours per day, 365 days a year from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, USA. The views and opinions expressed by host, guests, and contributors on KVRN are strictly for informational and entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our affiliated stations, including Fit FM 96.7, Linkage Radio, and NRP Media JA. We provide content that covers a wide range of topics, including, but not limited to, politics, current affairs, and relationship issues under our guiding mantra, covering the globe like no one else can. KVRN also streams content on YouTube under the name KVR Network. For questions, comments, or further information, please feel free to contact us at email at CaribbeanVibesRadio@gmail.com. That is Caribbean with a K. That is KARIBBEANVIBEZ radio@gmail.com, or mail at P.O. Box 42, Centerville, Massachusetts 02632 USA. Thank you for tuning in and supporting Caribbean Vibes Radio Network, your global connection for vibrant, thought-provoking content.
I just positive sounds I play. Caribbean Vibes, they cannot play like you. They wanna play like you, that's true. Caribbean Vibes, they wanna play like you, cannot play like you, play the way you do.
All right, so yeah, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Yeah. So I was telling Sister Pat that I was gonna play the clip for where Marlene Malaho Fort was talking to Cliff Hughes earlier this week, and she was outlining some things. So let me see if I can find that and bring it up. In the meantime, if you want to participate in the discussion, what's your take? You can let me know. But I want to big up Simi Simone. Good evening to you, Simi. How are you doing? Oh, good to see you. And Sister Camille, Sister Veronica Chambers. Yeah, you joined the program afterwards, after we started. So pick up yourself. Good evening. And Simi is saying that she was on Mark's side 1000%. See Evolve saying no, Chris, no, sir. Sister Pat say yes, but Sir Chris is hot under the collar. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, sometimes you get a little bit yeah, you get a little bit yeah, you wanna know me already, you know me already. Yeah, don't mind me. I just get a little bit passionate sometimes, you know. But see, here's another missing information here where people have to be constantly fighting back and going out there and defending themselves. Adventists deny claims it's delivering hurricane relief on behalf of the government. The Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists is refuting claims that it's delivering hurricane relief supplies on behalf of the government. According to the union, misinformation is being widely circulated about its work through the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, ADRA. People, let me tell you, man. This thing here, it is widespread, It is widespread, and people are just making up stories. You don't understand what I say? You don't understand what I say? People are just making up stories. Just for make up story's sake. I'm just seeing this one right now. So this is just another in the series. President of the union is Pastor Everett Brown.
The Seventh-day Adventist Church acts independently from any other organization. We were not prompted to respond and to suggest that we were distributing materials that were given to us by government when that is not so. I think it should be clarified. The food stuff and the materials that we have distributed, those generators that we distributed, those chainsaw that we received were monies and resources that came from the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Jamaica or abroad.
Now, a video recently posted on social media also claims that government is using the church. Jesus have mercy, God. No, sir. We don't know. We are fighting. It look like we are fighting a losing battle, man. We are fighting a losing battle. Video recently posted on social media also claims that government is using the church to collect members' personal information to populate the national. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I feel laughing though. I feel laugh sometimes when we see somebody else, because sometimes it's just a one man take up a phone, and just say something, and before you know it, it got viral, and people keep because people are sharing it. It's nonsense, absolute rubbish, but people are sharing it. A video recently posted on social media also claims that government is using the church to collect members' personal information to populate the national identification system. Treasury of the Union Pastor Adia Blight moved to shut down the allegation. Jeez.
Whenever there's a disaster, there's the IDA, Initial Damage Assessment, that is carried out to determine the extent of loss suffered by individuals and then to coordinate the relief effort that is given to those persons who have been affected. So our relief agency, ADRA, as a registered charity and a relief entity, also gathers information for the process of sharing relief with persons, but at no time is that information shared with any entity, whether non-government or government. We have a data protection officer who works with the institution, and we abide by all data protection protocols.
Meanwhile, President Brown says over 200 Adventist churches were impacted by Hurricane Melissa. Of that number, over 100 in the western end of the island experienced severe damage.
in the West Jamaica Conference that includes the parishes of St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, St. James, and Hanover. The correct figure is 130.
That was Pastor Everett Brown, president of the Jamaica Union Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. People, when I hear me attack, me not make up nothing. Me not make up nothing. Me not make up no story. This is what I don't know. And what I'm saying is that this thing is going to cause people to die. It is going to cause a lot of people to die. It is, I don't know. I am so disheartened. I am absolutely disheartened right now because people are just making up stories just to make up story's sake. So now I'm going to play what I promised is the part that I was going to play. Malaho Fort called for restoration of the criminal libel law intended to curb the misinformation. I did play this earlier for Fit FM, but let's go back over to it. Let's go back over it. The libel was decriminalized in November 2013 following the passing of the Defamation Act. So the libel law was on the books, but it was decriminalized in November 2013. The law eliminated the distinction between libel and slander and replaced the defense of justification with the defense of truth. But Mrs. Malaho Fort believes, based on threats posed in the digital age, criminal libel may need to be brought back. She explained that these days fake news has the potential to travel fast.
Because right now, at the touch of the finger, stories go viral. Literally millions of people can see it within seconds and minutes. It's not a suggestion that is to shut down free speech at all, but is to examine this new context in which we are operating, when already we have numerous examples of people manufacturing information and putting it out that cannot be verified and just blatantly untrue.
During a handing over ceremony in Little London, Westmoreland last week, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness declared a war on misinformation. He told his audience that his government would fight back against any attempt to mislead the public about the response to Hurricane Melissa. Mrs. Malaho Fort says misinformation is being spread recklessly and with negative intent.
It's not simply a matter of my not liking what you say about me. It is the gross recklessness. It's the manufacturing of information that is not true, putting it out with malice aforethought sometimes, but we must be open enough to discuss these things.
Yes.
So it's not about rolling back any hard-won gain at all. Context has changed, and I think we must respond to changing times.
Mrs. Malaho Fort says she wants the public involved in any discussion on the matter.
There is no single avenue, but among them a motion could be put for debate in the House, and based on that debate we can go elsewhere. What I realized when we were doing the reform of the Constitution is that people genuinely want to be engaged. I support an approach which says that any policy that is going to be translated into legislative policy, we should try as far as possible to have discussion with the people about it.
That is former Legal and Constitutional Affairs Minister Marlene Malaho Fort. She was speaking to Cliff Hughes online on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, it is, we need to know if we take it seriously. Anyway, let me jump away from that because we're coming up to about 15 minutes to the end of the program. Now, we know that the President of the United States has been dropping a lot of bombs on the Secretary of War in the United States has been dropping a lot of bombs on boats in the Caribbean that they are saying are drug boats. They're killing people. And they're preparing for a war. But in the Caribbean, well, listen to this clip here, ladies and gentlemen, and you will hear why they're actually going to war. It's not what you think. Listen to this clip.
And she pops up, and the stuff that starts spewing out of her mouth is so incredibly honest. She is pro-invade Venezuela, and she gives us really the truth as to why she's for this and why many others are. Usually you hear this kind of stuff only when they're against it, and they say, look, this is the real reason why we're doing this, for the oil. That's what people will say if they're against it, but this woman's actually for it.
China is their number one client for oil. That needs to change immediately. We need to be the number one client for oil.
You brought up that there is a possible windfall of up to $1 trillion in economic activity for oil companies as one of the reasons for, quote, going in. I just want to be clear. So one of the reasons you want regime change is to access Venezuela's oil?
They will love to have the American oil companies going in, helping them restructure their whole oil business because it's completely destroyed. That did not happen with the Russians. It did not happen with the Chinese. So I do believe that the American presence is exactly not only what Venezuelans want, the whole hemisphere. They have been begging, meaning the countries, there's 27 countries that compose this continent, have been begging Americans to help them to be part of their economic bonanza. So that's what's happening in Venezuela. American companies, period.
Here's Salazar again, once again reiterating it's about the oil.
We're talking about the largest reserves of oil in the world that will be doing business with the American oil companies. And that is something that I have made very sure that they understand. American companies in Venezuela for the next 100 years.
American companies going in and taking Venezuelan oil and selling it and getting rich. And she says the Chinese didn't do it and the Russians didn't do it. So you mean they didn't steal Venezuela's natural resources? But she's advocating for the United States to do this. This woman's a nut. This has nothing to do with stopping drugs. This has everything to do with oil. It's just blatantly clear. At some point, we have to just say, we're no longer going to be the fool. You cannot fool us.
So you hear that? That's a justification. So the information is out there. So, hey, listen. That is the lady that was defending it. She is a Republican. The lady, she said it's oil. She's not hiding and talking. It's oil. It has nothing to do with. So you're informed, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to inform people. So when I hear them talk about drugs, yeah, drugs are. It's always out there somewhere. It's always out there. And there's a demand for drugs. There's a demand for illegal drugs in the United States because a lot of Americans use. You think, excuse me, do you believe that people from Venezuela or wherever they claim that the drugs is coming from? You believe that this drug just come here for no reason? There's a demand. There's a demand for it. Yeah. So, there's a demand. So, the misinformation campaign is out there, ladies and gentlemen. We who are vigilant, we must fight back. We must be the soldiers for truth. We have to guard the truth. We have to find the truth. We must stop being partisan when it comes to the truth. If the Jamaica Labour Party and the government do something, if they do something wrong, we need to call them out. Even if it's our party. And vice versa. If the opposition does something wrong, we need to call them out. I am begging you, when you guys see misinformation, tell people that it is misinformation. Don't just ignore it, because ignoring it is not going to go away. Because I think that's one of the things that Andrew Holness has done over years. He has been very reluctant to attack. And so it is out of character when people see him saying the things that he said recently about him going to war. And that's why sometimes these things come across, and rub people the wrong way, because they're not used to him behaving that way. And the minute he said that we're going to war, his detractors take it out of context. They splice it, and then they attack him because what they say, he wants to go to war with the Jamaican people. He never said that. And that is the truth. Not defending him. I'm just speaking the truth. He never said he wants to go to war with the Jamaican people. Absolutely nowhere in his speech he said that. He said misinformation. He was talking about misinformation. So let's talk the truth. Talk the truth. Because if you believe that what the Prime Minister said was wrong, just quote him and quote him in context, and then you can say what he said is wrong. So if you believe that the Prime Minister should leave people to spread lies and misinformation, say it. Say, listen, it is our right to spread lies and misinformation, and we do not want the Prime Minister to war us for spreading lies and misinformation. But no, you're not going to do that, because you know that you're going to come across as a nincompoop. You know how you're going to come across. So you're not going to do that. So what you do, you splice his speech, and you take out everything else, and you put the part in there where him say it's going to be war. And we know how that is going to come across. But it is disingenuous. And you are lying. When you do things like that, you are lying. There's no sugarcoating it. It is just what it is. You're lying. And we have to start to call a spade a spade. And we want to hold this government accountable. I want to hold this government accountable. But what I'm not going to do, I am not going to tear down Brand Jamaica because I want to score some cheap political points. We need to understand when and how to act. We have 5 years to go now. Why we don't want to be in a perpetual... Listen, man, we don't want to be in a perpetual state of campaigning. Right now, this is the first time I've seen where we have a disaster and people are not coming together. It's the first time. First time. Every single disaster before this, Jamaica rallied to each other's side. And we looked out for our neighbors. The government and the government and the opposition always have them cascas, bickering back and forth. But always they found a way when disaster to come together. This disaster is showing up how partisan. I don't know what is different about this disaster than the other disasters. It's like the politics has gotten so rife that, people just can't see beyond that. And it is very, very, very sad. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christmas time, right? Yeah, so say we have to drop some Christmas carol. We'll start off with Christmas carol, and we are going to end with Christmas carol. I haven't played my favorite Christmas carol in a long time. So I think I'm gonna play that one right now and get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know me, which Christmas carol? Let me see in those of you watching on YouTube. Let me see which Christmas carol is my favorite. Which Christmas carol is my favorite? Which Christmas carol is my favorite, ladies and my favorite? Which Christmas carol? We have couple of minutes left. Let me see if you know me well. Sister China Chin, you listen to me long hard. Now, Sister Pat, which Christmas carol? Lady D, which Christmas carol is my favorite? Let me see if you know me like that, yeah? Because it's my favorite, like number one. My number one Christmas carol of all times. I want to see if anybody can pop it up. Anybody was listening, watching me on the social media, can pop that in the comment section for me right now. Sister Pat, I have 30 seconds before I start to play it. Which Christmas carol is my favorite? I want to go leave out of here with some Christmas carols. So, all right. Let me see. Brother Everell says, if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people that they do not want to hear. Exactly. I agree with you. Totally. All right. So nobody don't remember. Nobody don't know my Christmas carol. Which Christmas carol is my favorite? So, da da. Sister Pat says, joy to the world. No, Sister Pat, it's not joy to the world. It's not joy to the world at all. It's not joy to the world. But yeah, we're it's not joy to the world, Sister Pat. You hear that, Sister Pat? You hear that? Ouch! That is it. Sister Camille Chin, yes, Sister Camille, that's it right there. Gee whiz. It is Carla Thomas, man. I tell you, I don't know. It's just my favorite. I just love it. I have loved this song since I was a kid, man. I just love it. It just makes me just feel like, I just get the Christmas vibes. You know, the Christmas feeling? There's something about this that just say Christmas. And me, want to know that I'm a sucker for Christmas.
It's snowing. It's been a long, long time. Can't explain why you cross my mind. I guess it's just to say, gee whiz, it's Christmas. It's funny that I haven't thought to call you before. And why is it I haven't seen you around anymore?
Hold on, I have to read this comment here before I go. So I am getting a comment from a listener in Jamaica. And he is saying Malahu Fort is taking a backward step to facilitate what Brogard is trying to do. Hunt down his critics. That won't work. You see, everyone is crazy about doing everything on the internet without stopping to analyze the negative side of it until it affects them. Remember also that mainstream media created fake news and misinformation. All right. See?
Another year has passed and I can't erase the memory of your smiling face. So I had to call you up and say, gee whiz.
Oh, there's another one too. There is another one coming from out of Canada this time. So very true. Something need to be done, says my good friend Lornet from out of Canada. Thank you, Sister Lornet.
Merry Christmas, how you been? Gee, it's so good to talk to you again. It's been a long, long time. Can't explain why you crossed my mind. I guess it's just to wish you
A Merry Christmas.
my best friend's having a party.
And everybody's going. Hold on.
I know it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, by the way.
It's snowing.
All right, hold on, because I got a couple more. I got a voice note. Listen to this one here.
I mean, I agree. I think that because, as he states, we're not in the typewriter era anymore where, I mean, if something was reported, we'd have to read it. Now, as he said, someone clicks their live. It is so true. I do think that persons who knowingly spread lies and false information should be charged criminally.
Hello, you're live on the radio.
Me three.
You three?
Yeah.
What? You three what?
I'm me too. Me three. That's my favorite. Whenever.
Of your favorite one too?
Oh yeah, man. Whenever you call a Thomas song, man.
Oh man, I tell you, man. I
It
call it
get me,
out.
it get me in the vibes.
Yes,
man.
man.
Get
Yes,
me.
man.
We never know there was others out there like me.
I'm a sucker for Christmas, but this song here, man, I tell you, Christmas just get me just like, yeah, it's just.
I am not so much, into it so much, but still, this song was what got me going when I was really, really into it. Yeah, when I hear it, me upset, and when I hear it, I know Christmas is there. I call it Thomas, man. And
Gee
also,
whiz, it's Christmas.
it's Christmas, and also the medley, the George of the World medley. You know the word medley?
Yeah.
Dashing through the snow.
Yes, man.
And they have the medley. They have the medley. Yeah, and the Salsoul Orchestra medley. That's another one. Let them play a number. I think.
Yes,
like that. Joy to the world.
Yes.
Yeah, and then go through a medley of songs.
Yes,
yeah, man. That's
real.
those, and then finally have a Jamaican version. The reggae
Christmas.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them three there, man, they have me.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Dale.
I remember. So so I'm sure you can look forward to hear you play the Reggae Christmas and the Salsoul Orchestra.
All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I can play them on the website. I can just continue listening on the website. I'll drop them on there.
Okay.
All right. No problem. Because I got to sign off YouTube right now. But yeah, the radio, I can just drop some Christmas carol on the website. So those of you watching me on YouTube and on Facebook, yeah, you can run on over to the website at www.caribbeanvibesradio.com to continue to listen. All right, gotta go.
I think that persons who knowingly spread lies and false information should be charged criminally, because a lot of them are doing it for likes and clicks, and at the end of the day, they don't understand, or it's not that they don't understand, they don't care that they're spreading lies and misinformation, and that causes unrest, that causes fear. I think that's
All right. So that's where we have to leave it this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Appreciate it. And we will be back on Sunday. I was traveling on Sunday. Last Sunday, didn't get a chance to do the gospel show. So, Sister Pat, I'm sorry. I know you were looking out for it. Sister Camille, I know you're looking out for it also. But I was traveling, so I was out of town. I was out of state. So I unfortunately could not get to do the show. Did not come back in time. But I look forward to doing it this Sunday. Right? So I will see you guys on Sunday, and then we will be back next week to do it all over again for the midweek vibes and the hot topics on the Chris Wilby Show. See you then. Take care. God bless you. Run on over to the website, ladies and gentlemen, to continue listening at www.caribbeanvibesradio.com, Caribbean with a K. I'm going to hang out a little bit in the studio, play some more music so you can hang on over there and listen. CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. Well, good everybody.